What is value? What is the origin of money? And what is the real secret behind it? In this story, we're going to find the truth. And to find it, we must go back to the beginning. Not the beginning of money, but the beginning of trade. The first thing we must understand is that money is not the beginning of economic activity. Humans have been trading for tens of thousands of years before the first coin was ever struck. We are told that before money, everyone used barter. You had grain, I had meat, and we swapped. Simple, right? But the truth is more complicated. For most of human history, the economy wasn't based on barter. It was based on social credit. Let's tell a story. Imagine a small village, maybe 12,000 years ago, in the very first days of agriculture. Let's call our characters Aaron and Tala. Aaron is a good hunter. Tala is good at making clay pots. One day, Aaron comes to Tala and needs a pot to store grain. But Aaron didn't catch anything that day. He has no meat to barter. Did Tala say, "No meat, no pot"? No. Tala gave Aaron the pot. Why? Because they live in the same village. Tala knows Aaron. She knows that Aaron is a good hunter, and that one day, when her own family is hungry, Aaron will share his catch. Aaron now has a debt to Tala. Not a money debt, but a social one. This village runs on a complex web of favors, gifts, and obligations. This is how human society worked for almost all of its existence. Spending was recorded in the memory of the community. But was there a world market before money? The answer is yes. It just wasn't a modern market with stock prices and currency exchange. A perfect example is the ancient obsidian trade. Obsidian is a black volcanic glass, sharper than steel. Archaeologists have found obsidian tools hundreds of miles away from the volcano they came from, dating back 10,000 years or more. This wasn't one man with a backpack walking 500 miles. It was a chain. A village near the volcano would trade obsidian to their neighbors for salt. That village would trade it to the next village for high-quality animal skins. That village would trade it for amber. These were regional networks, passing valuable goods from one community to the next, long before anyone had ever heard of money. 7,000 BCE. BCE before Common Era. A way of counting the years before the year one. So, if the social credit system worked so well, why did we invent money at all? The problem with social credit is that it only works if you know everyone. As our villages grew into towns, and towns grew into cities, you started trading with strangers. That trader from a distant land doesn't know you. He doesn't care if you're a good hunter. He can't accept your promise that you'll pay him back later. He's leaving on a ship tomorrow. He needs something of value right now. This is where the idea of money was born. It went through three major stages. First, we had commodity money, around 3000 BCE. This was money that was useful for its own sake. In ancient Sumer, this was barley. In other parts of the world, it was salt, cattle, or cowrie shells. These things had real, practical value. You could eat the barley or use the salt. This was a huge step, but it had problems. Barley rots, and cattle are hard to divide. This led to the next great leap, around 600 or 700 BCE, metal money. In a kingdom called Lydia, in modern-day Turkey, they had a revolutionary idea. They took a naturally occurring mix of gold and silver called electrum, stamped it with the king's seal, and declared it to be a coin. This was genius. The stamp proved two things: its weight and its purity. You no longer had to carry a set of scales to weigh bits of gold. You just counted the coins. This is the money most of us think of when we hear the word. But this system also had problems. It was heavy. A rich merchant traveling a long distance was a prime target for robbers. And so, around 700 to 1000 CE Common Era, the Chinese invented paper money. It was originally a note from a merchant, a promise that said, I have 1,000 gold coins in my vault. This piece of paper is a receipt for them. People started trading the receipts instead of the heavy coins. The government saw this and took over the idea. They printed official paper notes. This was the world's first fiat money, money that has value simply because the government says it does. This brings us back to our first big question. If money is just paper or promise, why don't governments just print more of it to pay their debts and make everyone rich? This is the most important secret. A country's wealth is not its money. A country's wealth is its production, its factories, its technology, its farmland, and the skills of its people. Let's go back to our village, but now it's a modern one. Imagine this village has one baker who bakes 10 loaves of bread each day. The village has only $100 in total. That means one loaf of bread costs about $10. Now, the village leader discovers a printer. He prints 1,000 new dollars and gives it to everyone. The village now has $1,100. But does the village have more bread? No. The baker can still only bake 10 loaves. The next day, everyone rushes to the baker with their new money. The baker sees everyone is rich, but he only has 10 loaves to sell. He has to raise the price. That one loaf of bread might now cost $110. Nothing has been gained. The amount of money increased, but the amount of stuff to buy did not. The result is that the money itself becomes less valuable. This is what we call inflation. Printing money doesn't create wealth. It only spreads the existing wealth out over more pieces of paper. This is why countries suffer. They can't just print money to solve their problems. They have to produce more goods, offer more services, and create more value that other countries want to buy. This finally helps us understand the other big question. What is value? And why is some money strong and other money weak? We often hear about currencies with high value but low volume, and others with high volume but low value. One, like the Kuwaiti dinar, is one of the highest value currencies in the world. One dinar might be worth over $3. Another, like the Japanese yen, has a much lower value. You might need 150 yen to equal just $1. Does this mean Kuwait's economy is 450 times stronger than Japan's? No, not at all. Japan has one of the largest and most advanced economies on earth. The value is just a number. It's like deciding to measure a road in meters or centimeters. The road is the same length. The face value of a currency is a historical decision. The important word you used is volume. The Japanese yen has enormous volume. It is one of the most traded currencies in the world. Big companies, banks, and governments all over the globe buy and sell yen every second to do business with Japan. The Kuwaiti dinar has very low volume. It's mostly just used inside Kuwait. Think of it like cars. The Kuwaiti dinar is like a rare luxury Rolls-Royce. The price for one car is very high, but very few are made or sold low volume. The Japanese yen is like a Toyota. The price for one car is much lower, low value, but millions and millions of them are bought and sold all over the world, high volume. The volume, how much it's used, often shows the true global power of an economy, far more than the value, the price of one single note. So, what is the secret behind money? After this entire journey, the answer is simple. The secret behind money is trust. Your paper money is worthless. It's just paper. It only has value because you trust that you can exchange it for a loaf of bread. The baker only accepts it because she trusts she can use it to buy flour. The miller accepts it because he trusts he can use it to pay his farmer. Money is the most powerful story humans have ever told. It's a story of social trust, shared by billions of people. And as long as we all believe in that story, it works. And that story of trust is still evolving. This brings us to the money we use every day. Think about it. When you get paid, do you get a bag of coins Or do you just see a number change on a screen? This is digital and electronic money. Most of the money in the world today is not paper or metal. It's digital. It exists as data in a bank's computer, accessed by your credit card, your bank account, or your online payment app. Only a tiny fraction of all the world's money exists as physical cash. But the evolution isn't stopping. In 2009, a new idea was born: Bitcoin. This introduced cryptocurrency, a new kind of money that isn't controlled by any government or bank. It's decentralized, all run on a global technology called the blockchain. This shows us that our idea of money is changing faster than ever. The cash many of us use is quickly being replaced by digital payments. And now, technologies like cryptocurrency are challenging the old system entirely. This new world is coming, and it's important to be prepared. Understanding and perhaps investing in this new form of money could be essential for your future financial security. If you're like most people, you might be wondering, how do I even start? It's a big question. The first step is simply to learn. The second step, if you choose, is to get involved. For this, you need a secure and trusted platform. From my research, the platforms most recommended for beginners are those that are easy to use and have strong security. Two of the most popular and highly rated exchanges in the world are Coinbase and Binance. Coinbase is often called the best for beginners because its design is simple and very easy to understand. Binance is the largest exchange in the world by volume, offering a huge variety of different coins. This is not a paid partnership, but many of these platforms, including both Coinbase and Binance, grow by using refer and earn programs. It's a simple system. When you sign up using a referral link and complete a small first-time trade, for example, buying $50 or $100 of crypto, the platform gives both you and the person who referred you a small bonus. It might be $10 in free Bitcoin or a voucher to cover your trading fees. It's just their way of encouraging people to join the network. If you are interested in starting your journey into this new economy, I will leave a referral link in the description. It's a way for you to get a small bonus for starting, and it supports this channel at no extra cost to you. The world of money is changing. The important thing is not to be left behind. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.